some fireplaces. It's hard to carry on when you feel all alone. Now I've swung back down again. It's worse than it was before. If I hadn't seen such riches, I could live with being poor. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down. Sit down next to me. Sit down, 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 down. With sympathy.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
I'm back. I am back. You can't get rid of me that bloody easy. Many people have tried but failed. Great panel again tonight, same as last week. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to go to a very new guest, first time in here, mate. JPT, Chelsea fan, going to talk about the game at the weekend coming up against the Palace. Ironically, he's sat right next to Jack. So that would be
yeah.
right? The only one we haven't got is Newcastle, but that's a shame. But never mind. Anyway, JPT, how you doing, mate? Welcome on the panel.
I'm doing great, man. More importantly, I'm glad you're doing great. Glad to see you back. I think I'm speak for everyone when I say that we've been waiting for your return. I feel like if anyone was a wrestling WWF, WWE fan, it's like a number 30 of the Rumble, Jessica coming out. And I'm just, but yeah, doing good. Thank you for having me here. It's great to be on your channel. And yeah, it's good to be with this great guest of panels here alongside me too.
It's going to be a great show tonight, that's for sure. I only get the best people on here. Just quickly, Carl Rossi gifted 10 Arsenal history and more memberships.
Man. Carl, man.
There you go, Carl.
Oh, you're an absolute legend, man. Absolute legend. Anybody in the chat who's got a membership, please put a big thanks out to Carl for that, man. Seriously. We have top middle, the man with the shirt on the team behind me in the back screen. We have the 79 Cup final. Yes. And I'm jealous. I ain't got one. I haven't got
79. I've had it for a long time, and I thought to myself, what should I wear on the stream? And this short shirt was in the window, it's hung up by the window, and I said, that's it, I'll wear that one. Just quickly put it on, and that's it. It's got to be done, Jess. It goes good with your background, mate.
I should have worn my bruised banana. I
should have worn my 79 shirt when we first won a star.
Here we go. Mate, don't put me back in hospital, please. Anyway, let's get into this. We're going to start about the game, right? We're going to start with, as our new guest. I'm going to change that, right? I'm going to start with West Ham Arsenal, right? Kenny, big game. You'll be there at the London Stadium, man. Great win against Liverpool, 3-1. I didn't predict that. I predicted a 1-1, right? It's a big game. Let's not write it off. It's a great big 3-pointer for Arsenal. Think we can do it, mate?
I'm looking forward to the game because I think, you don't know what West Ham will turn up. They were in, like I said, goodish form, but I've just checked their results. They haven't won since they beat us on the 28th of December. Which I find quite a surprise. But one of the things I'm looking forward to is I'm so glad Paqueta's not playing because I think Paqueta is just, he's a glue that ties West Ham together. But Alvarez is a good player, very good player. Despite West Ham's inconsistencies, Ward-Prowse is banging form. The person who's really gone quiet for West Ham is Jared Bowen. He's really he's lost a bit of form. Kudos is back from the African Cup of Nations, so that would be an addition. Although I did notice that against Man United, Kudos was playing on the left, which I was shocked about. I was shocked because you imagine Kudos against Zinchenko or Kivior, although we got Tommy back. But it's one of those games where if there's a game that can bring West Ham back into form, it has to be Arsenal because they do believe they can beat us. But sorry, early doors, if Arsenal score early, I think because of what happened with Man United last week and because of your inconsistencies, I think mentally I think you're going to find it hard to get back in the game, and obviously physically as well, because I think that's the situation. But if you score early with all those 62,000 fans behind you, I think it's going to be a long day for us, because you've got to remember now, your fans are turning London Stadium in a bit of a fortress. And it's a horrible place to go to now. Before, last season it was horrible to be in. We're 2-0 up and we drew 2-2, and then at the League Cup, your fans were just relentless. So it is a game I'm 100% looking forward to, but it's a must-win game for us. We're coming back into form slowly because we've won our last 3 games. Going into the Liverpool game, it was good to beat Palace and good to beat Nottingham Forest. So you go there with a bit of confidence. You don't go there in bad form. But
not for me, it weren't.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Both of you, I understand what you're saying. But we need, as Arsenal fans, Arsenal club, if we went to Liverpool on the back of not beating those 2 teams, Palace and Nottingham Forest, I think Liverpool would have been. I think our confidence wouldn't have been high going to those games. But West Ham, definitely looking forward to it. I ain't going to predict the scoreline because I've been burnt before. I expected us to beat West Ham at Christmas, and they turned us over. I expected us to kind of fluke a 1-0 at their ground, and they actually smashed us to pieces. Because that players I'm worried about. Jared Byron always turns up against Arsenal. Always turns up. Another player that who I know is going to turn up with Kudos as well. So these are the situations. Soufal, Koff, Sochet, Soufal, all of those players. They seem to raise their game when they play us. So he's looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. But if we do drop points against West Ham or lose, then the energy that we've built up from those 3 wins is going to just go. Yeah. And the doubts will kick in about whether we can challenge the title again, because Liverpool got Burnley. They're beating Burnley, right? Everyone on the panel, Liverpool's going to thrash Burnley at Anfield. Burnley got no. And then you've got Man City are playing Everton. You have to say, realistically, Man City are going to turn them over. So the pressure going into that game on Sunday is immense. It's immense. But then again, there's West Ham, because, although they're still in the Europa League, Liverpool's still in that tournament. So again, I think Liverpool are favourites. So it's going to be difficult West Ham to win the tournament, but they can win it because they've got European pedigree. So really and truly, they're going to look to, probably finish 6th or 7th in order to get back into Europe. So it's a must-win game for both sides.
Absolutely. I mean, it's huge for Arsenal. And for West Ham, let's be honest, because at the end of the day, I have, if we lose against West Ham at the London Stadium, man, that's going to put a big dent in our chase for this league title. Before I come to you, Tom, AFC always, Jez, can you wish my daughter Tiana a happy 12th birthday today? Happy birthday to you, my lad.
Happy birthday, Tiana.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tiana.
I hope you have a great day and you get spoiled rotten, because you should.
Hopefully she don't get an Arsenal shirt because she'll cry.
Oh, mate. Seriously. I'll tell you what will make her cry.
Buy a bruised banana.
If she
Somebody had to spoil it at the end. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Tont. Right. I can't live with that one. I've got to call you Tony. Total misspelling by. Who was it? Carl? Was it Carl?
Yeah.
No, was it?
Yeah. Anyway, Tone, mate, big game. West Ham Arse. at your ground. Not an easy place to go to. And give me your breakdown, mate. You've got one of your best players there, haven't you?
Yeah, we have at the moment Paquetá and that. I mean, obviously, I was hoping he was going to be back for this game, but it doesn't look like he's going to be.
No.
I mean, they said like the London Stadium, last 6 games we've won 3, drawn 3, so it is a bit of a fortress now. So hopefully we can maintain that when you guys turn up on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Kenny. Seeing Kudos playing out on the left, I don't know if that's just a makeshift thing for the time being. But I think Moyes maybe was just playing a bit of tactics, kind of confuse Arteta, which ain't hard to do these days. Basically, if we can do what we did the last couple of games against you guys, then yeah, we can severely put a dent in your title challenge. Bowen, yeah, he's not been firing on still, as we saw that in the in the Man United game last week, but. He does like raising his game against you guys. So hopefully, yeah, I think we're going to put a bit of a dent into your game. We're going to make it hard work anyway.
Oh, that's a guarantee, man. Let's be honest, you've done us twice this season. So, right at the end, we're going to come to all the predictions for all of our games. And Yeti, I'm going to come to you because we've got Mama Flossie here, who's going to be our Newcastle pundit tonight.
Yeah.
Mate, tough game. I mean, let's get it right. Newcastle, Luton, 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want to bounce back, and you guys got away with it in the FA Cup the other night against Bristol on pens. So, how do you see it going, mate?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a very tough game. I mean, I've heard Gordon and Isaac is out, but that doesn't sort of make me think like, this is going to be, one of them games where we're just going to take the points. You've got Harvey Barnes, who's come back firing as well. So, I'm not sort of taking that into account. It's going to be a really tough game, and the City ground at the minute is not the fortress that it was last season. Yeah, we beat Bristol City, but if you actually look at the stats, it was very close and they could easily have beat us. They had more chances, they had more shots on goal as well. And it was like 50-50. I know it's a cup game, which is what you expect. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch it because it sounds like the best game of that night. But yeah, it's going to be tough, but we've got Alanga, we've got Awonyi, we've got Reina who'll possibly play on the left-hand side. Awonyi's going to give their defenders, he's going to keep them busy. There's no doubt about that. And then you've got Morgan Gibbs-White in the middle as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Looking forward to it. I'm just hoping, like Anthony was saying yesterday, hoping we don't both sit back and try and counter, because then it's just going to fizzle out, isn't it?
Yeah, very true. Mama might come in with a comment, I'm not sure. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough day out. Let's be honest. I mean, you're a little bit wobbly. You miss firing here and there. And that's tomorrow, isn't it? Saturday, your game.
Yeah, 5:30 tomorrow. That's one good thing I would say, really, because Newcastle 5:30 doesn't seem to sit well with them on a Saturday.
You doing a watch along for that, Yeti?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, if this one ain't on, I give up, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be on anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to. I'm not going to give it no chest or anything like that, because I said the other day, it's all right giving chest, but you're not in control of making sure you win. If I was going to play somebody at darts or something, then I'd give it chest, because then it's down to me if I win or if I lose. But giving it chest and then your team turns up like a bunch of pancakes, it's nah. So it's going to be a tough game. I would say, at best for me, I would say possibly a draw or a 1-0 win.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Newcastle aren't exactly gassing it up right now. They're sort of stumbling and misfiring a little bit, but They're a bit unpredictable. Let's be fair. We got them soon as well. Anyway, let's get into this one. Let's get into this. Palace against the Chelsea. Couple of interesting results in past games, man. Chelsea won in the week in the FA Cup. Looked like a totally different team. But lost 4-1. 4-2 against the Wolves. And Palace lost 4-1 against Brighton. So, interesting results. I'm going to come to you first, mate, JPT. Good win in the FA Cup. No doubt about that. You know, you look like a totally different squad. Going down to the Palace is a different situation. How do you see it, mate?
I mean, yeah, as you mentioned, it was a surprise to go to Villa Park and play as well as they did. I almost was curious to see if they need to be drug tested, because I've never seen the Chelsea side play that dominant in such a long time. But it's going to be interesting, to go to Selhurst Park. I know we beat them back at home, but going over there right now, I know they're dealing with a bit of injury issues. I think with Olise out, and I think now Eze is out too.
And Gay.
He's another one too. Decore. A lot of big key pieces for Palace missing. The one thing is that I just want Chelsea to carry their cup form, and this goes back from Tuchel's as well. They look like they do better in cup competitions than they do in the league, because it's like night and day. And I won't be surprised if we drop another stinker, like we did versus Wolves, we did versus Liverpool. Liverpool was, I think, more expected. The Wolves one just I think we were still rattled from that, man, or for that game. Just to make it quick, because I did say to you, Jazz, that I do have to return back to work at about half past the hour. So going with Crystal Palace's injury issues, and with the instability going on at their club right now, with what's going on with the ownership, I think that's just still going to carry over. It's not going to be so much of a home field advantage. It's more of I think Jack would, maybe he knows more about it obviously than I do, but how it is over there right now in Selhurst, but not a very comfortable environment right now for the home fans. But I'm expecting a 2-1 win for Chelsea. Hopefully we can snap this 2-game losing streak. I mean, I don't remember the scores past Liverpool, because getting 4 goals back to back is quite embarrassing. But yeah, they should have the pieces to do it.
Fair play, man. Mate, I know you've got to get back to work. Thank you, mate, for coming on. Mm-hmm. Before you go, please shout your channel out for me. Keeping Real Chelsea. I try to do streams along with I think you've had him on the show before too, with Wolfang Division, Simon. So we're just going, we try to do streams whenever we can. Hopefully we could try to do a watch long. If not, for this weekend, be a bit out of town, but if not, Monday night for sure. I know it's super late in 11:30 for you guys at night, but that's just the time I get back from work, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, Jazz, thank you for having me on here, man. It's been a pleasure. Sorry, I just had to come in and out. It feels a bit disrespectful, but but thank you for understanding, and big up to the panel, big up to the chat. Hopefully I come back here and stay more than just 20 minutes. But again, thank you for the invite. No worries, mate. Not at all. Thank you for coming on.
All right.
I wanted to get a Chelsea guy on, and you've done it. You delivered, and I appreciate it. And you'll be back on this show in the very near future. So thank you, man. Bounce when you got to bounce. Don't worry about it. If you got to go, you got to go.
Try not to get sacked, man. Story of my life. Big up, guys. Big up, chat. Big up, Mama Flacio, especially too, and to AFC always. Happy birthday to your little daughter. 12 years old. Just make sure the birthday cake is big enough for the celebration. So, but thank you guys again. I'm out.
Cheers.
Take care. Jack, going to come to you, mate. Palace, you're in a bit of dire straits right now.
A bit. I think we're so much in a dire straits. They're going to have a new album out. Like,
He sold most of his guitars, old Martin Offord. Didn't you see
Money
that?
for nothing.
yeah, yeah. No, I don't know. We're just such a mess at the minute. We've got Eze out for probably around a month, and then Elise out for 2 months, and then Gahey for about 3 weeks. I'll have to question Roy here. Why are you bringing on Elise when he's clearly not fit, when we're 3-0 down away at Brighton? Brighton don't let 3 goals in, do they? Really, let's be honest. You brought him on, and 10 minutes later he's broken. Well, you could have said in your head, "Oh, do you know what? The game's gone. We'll give him an extra week and a bit more because we're not playing till the Monday night."
Yeah.
And now his hamstring's gone and he's out for 2 months, which can be too late.
Yeah.
2 months. What does that take you up to? April? And that's only, they said 2 months if everything goes well. What's to say that during recovery you might pull another little niggle or something? You know, it's ridiculous decisions at this club. And then the board apparently had a meeting and discussed that Roy's job is untenable. But then in the next breath, they said, but we're not going to get rid of him until we can find a replacement. So you've let the bloke know his job's untenable. And then you're saying that, oh, we're not going to sack him until we get a replacement. How do you think Roy feels? He probably thinks, well, why am I going to put 100% in when as soon as the opportunity comes, I'm at the door?
Yeah.
You know, it's just pathetic. We're going to get ripped by Chelsea because that Chelsea performance in the cup. Obviously, I know that they want to win that, but it's their only real chance of silverware. So I know they looked good in that game, but that's a Chelsea performance of old, like when they was good. So that worries me a bit, and especially to have your 3 best players out, 2 of them get injured in one game. It's that famous saying, isn't it? When it rains, it pours.
It does,
and
mate.
It's poured so much at Selhurst Park at the minute that we're going to be underwater. So if we lose, it's going to be toxic, 100%. And there's also I've seen more banners have been made for the game, so it's toxic. It's toxic. It's the worst. It's the worst I've felt as a Palace fan.
Kenny, welcome to our world, man. Welcome.
Yeah,
to
but
Kenny.
at least your toxicity, like in your club, was not finishing in the Champions League. Ours could be getting relegated.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not sure you'll get relegated. Anyway, let's move this on. I want to
Luton are playing better than us at the minute. So at the minute, we've won 4 games in 22.
Yeah, that ain't good.
That's relegation form.
That's not good. That's bad. That's bad.
And one of those was against Sheffield United, and we looked after our players went off injured. We looked terrible. So,
and you've lost your major threats as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, I want to talk about this that's come about. It's been bantering around for a while. Kenny, blue cards.
Nothing surprising me.
Klopp spoke about it today. It's been pushed back a week. Going to be trialled in the lower leagues by all account. I don't know about this. I just think it works very well in rugby.
Yeah.
But rugby is a slower paced game because you have scrums, you have line outs, all that sort of thing. Football's a very fast paced game.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know, man. It's just, I mean, I just think it's going to cause more bloody confusion, Kelly. I mean, give me your.
I think it's just a deterrent. It's a deterrent to against deterrent for players break. Like I said, pushing it to the limit. Lack of respect for referees. Depends what the blue card's going to be for. Because if you're having a blue card, the blue card's got to be as serious as a red card. Because rather than have a blue card, why don't you just do what they do in rugby? A yellow card offence, 10 minutes sin ban. And then we know what's going on. Because it looks like if we're going to go down the rugby route, that means if you pull the Southern shirt back and it's a deliberate foul, but not sending off, then you might as well get rid of the yellow cards, because by having a blue card, you've got a yellow card, blue card, and then a red card. Why don't you just make it simpler and just say, right, forget your blue card. Just say, right, dissent, boom, boom, yellow card, 10 minutes, and then we'll be all clear. We'll be clearer then. To have a yellow card, a blue card, and a red card, really doesn't make sense. Because some tackles or offences are subjective. Well, VAR doesn't really make them that subjective, but some are. Where like tripping someone deliberately when they're trying to get away or pulling the shirt back. In rugby, when you do that, that's a sin bin because you see a yellow card offence. So why need a blue card? I just think it's confusing. Is a blue card going to reduce the amount of red cards?
No.
Because that's what I thought yesterday. It's going to reduce the amount of red cards. But I was thinking, well, just make it simpler. Simple.
Yeah, it is.
10 minutes of sin bin, and then that's it. That'd be a deterrent. Trust me. It's
going to cause more aggro.
It's going to cause more aggro. But if you just do it the way, if you copy rugby and say, right, all yellow card offences is going to go, right, 10 minutes, your team's going to be disadvantaged for 10 minutes. Your manager's got to change the style of play. So the free-flowing football you're playing now is going to be disrupted, where you're going to have to put men behind the ball. And then 10 minutes, after the 10 or 15 minutes, whatever it is, then you're going to hope that you don't go a goal down. That's how it's looking to me.
I think it's going to cause more injuries as well.
Yeah, definitely. But
I think it's pathetic.
I just think I just think it's deterrent, to bring football's house and all that. And if you want to, I suppose in that respect, I understand it. But seriously,
you don't need a blue card for things like dissent and all that. The refs should have the balls to be like, no, yellow card straight away if they're effing and jeffing at him or whatever.
Absolutely. You don't
instead of I need a blue card for you to go to the sidelines.
But apparently I read somewhere today, and it was the blue card will come into force for 2 offences. Now, if that's not confusing,
I
don't know what is. I mean, how do you determine? How is that referee? He's got enough on his plate anyway, and he's got to say
more room for corruption, in my opinion.
That's your first.
Yes.
That's your second offence.
Sorry,
now, blue card. Well,
so what's a red card offence? What's a red card offence? You know what he's doing?
Or straight red, yeah.
Are they trying to appease certain managers as to say, right, you can't send him off. Let's just give him a final warning. Really? Just
no.
If you
I was chatting about this last night on a stream. Sorry, Kenny, to put in there. But basically, is your yellow cards and your red cards, they stay the same. That's a fact. The blue card has been sent for a player to be sent in the sin bin. The reason being is because it's to help out the referee. If the players are abusing the referees in a decision that the players do not agree with, those players get sent to the sin bin. That's basically what it is. You could be sent to the sin bin how many times you like within a game. But I don't agree with it. I don't hold with it. I personally think if the players are going to abuse the referee, don't be ashamed to bring out your yellow cards and say, right, there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Yeah. Next time, you're off. And this is what the referee's got to do. They've got to man up and grow a pair.
The law states any foul or abusive language or touching the referee is a red card. But referees adhere to
they've changed the rules now. Is going into the sin bin. Now you're telling me if you're a player and you're playing right, and you get sin binned, if you're sat down for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, right, however how long it is, then you come back onto the pitch. Surely that's going to affect your play because you've rested for 15 minutes. Your body, you're going to sort of seize, aren't you? Then you've got to get into the rotation of playing the minutes again. Right. So, in all fairness, it doesn't make sense. I was talking to this on Liverpool channel last night called The Cop, right? And we talked through this, and some of them agrees with it, and some of them don't agree with it. But the people that agrees with it are people that are ex-referees, mainly.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's come from them, isn't it? So I do get where they're coming from. I do understand that we've gone too far now.
What they're doing basically is the blue card is actually as a dissent. They do it in grassroots football. I mean, they do it in the league I'm in. So basically, you can actually receive 2 yellow cards and a red card and get fined for all 3 of those as a Sunday League player. So when you look at it for what they're doing here, the blue is differentiating it from a yellow and a red. So basically, dissent, if you're remonstrating with the referee and that, right, you're going to be sin binned. If you still remonstrate, then it'll be a yellow card. And if you carry on, then it will be a red card. So you can get 2 yellow cards plus a red and a blue. So confusing. Enjoy it, lads.
I'd rather take a yellow card. I'd rather take a yellow card.
I mean, that's mad.
Are we going to go for rainbow colours? So we're going to have every card eventually.
But it is LGBTQ month. Yeah, so
I mean?
maybe they're bringing that one out.
I think it's
going to work out.
Just leave the game alone, man. Stop bringing things in. It's absolutely stupid. At the end of the day, if you did something about these things straight away, then you wouldn't have this issue now. Anybody that goes to the ref and starts giving it shit and all that kind of stuff should just get a yellow card. If he does it again, he gets a red. I don't see why you have to have this blue card. It's stupid. It can give corruption. It can basically give the top teams, if you've got a ref, they already do it now. They already give the top teams the benefit of the doubt over the bottom.
Yeah, certainly.
So if you're taking their players off all the time in the sin bin, say, for instance, I don't know, no, not going to happen, but say, for instance, Sheffield United are 3-1 up against City, and then all of a sudden 2 blue cards come and take 2 Sheffield United players off to make sure City get back into the game. Yeah. It's pathetic. It's just leave the sport alone. I'm sick of it.
This is a great
so many things in, same as the offside thing. Where if it's offside, don't call it straight away. Somebody could get injured chasing a ball when it's offside.
Players have got injured. Players have got injured. Tottenham, it was a Spurs game. A player did get injured because they let the play go on. So, look, if you're going to send people to sin bin, then fine. Yellow card, sin bin offence. That make it simple. Get rid of the blue cards, and then maybe that can be deterrent. And then, because like in rugby, the serious foul play seems to be like if you tackle around a chest or around a neck, that's red. So it's pretty clear. In football, red card is foul abusive language, or career-ending tackle. If you endanger the safety of your opponent, that's off, like an elbow or 2-foot tackle. Then fine, it's fine the way it is. But if you want to do, I've got no problem with sin bins as long as the sin bin, as long as it's yellow card and you make yellow card effects more serious, like it is in rugby, then I'm fine with it. But if you're going to give a blue card for dissent.
Yeah, I like they were saying.
Do you find it too American
now for dissent?
Yeah.
Do you find it too American because hockey does the sin bins?
Of course it is.
So I don't know what it is. It just seems like an American rule, and no disrespect to them, but I mean, I think with the sin bins, you've got to keep that in the sport that it belongs in. It doesn't belong in football.
No.
Are they seriously going to go? Are they seriously when when a penalty gets given or it doesn't get given and about 10 players around the referee, are they seriously going to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, sin bin?
They're going to have to. They're going to have to.
That's pathetic.
They can do that. They can do
it. The team who's winning the game will get screwed over.
What about the goalkeeper? So what are you going to do? Sin bin the goalkeeper? What are you going to do?
Exactly.
See, the difference be obviously with that. I mean, obviously, if the law states it, they can do it. Obviously, in Sunday League football, we do roll and roll off, so it's an easy win. You're not going to see unless they bring that into the Premier League and the lower league clubs.
That's not fair.
Roll and roll off.
You're getting punished more than once as well.
Well, the one thing we're not addressing here, though, you've got to think about it, is the fact of they ain't even got fucking VAR right yet. What's the point of bringing this out until they get that shit sorted out?
Exactly, that's another good point as well.
Yeah, but if you noticed that, I bet you the problem with our referees is that they cave at the pressure from the media, players and managers, so they make mistakes, especially with VAR. But you have you ever seen a mistake with VAR? Say you're the African nations, right? Some people are enjoying it. Some people still have this belief that African football's probably, beneath the European game. Yeah, you watch all the decisions in the African nations regarding VAR. They got it spot on.
Why do you think our refs don't rarely get picked for World Cups and Euros? And
because they're not good enough.
They're not good enough.
And they'll make mistakes.
I mean, look at this. Like, we used to have in this league Mike Riley, and in Italy or whatever they'd have Pierluigi Collina. What's the difference? Who would you rather have refereeing a game?
Oh, Collina all day long.
Mike Riley, who's as skinny as a ruler, or Collina, who even when he's happy looks terrifying. You know? Yeah, but it's pathetic because if like Yeti said, if it's normally when we play away at the Etihad, we normally get a result. Yeah, say the last game or whatever, someone's given the ref a bit of shit or whatever, and then they've been sin-binned on our side, or someone else has been sin-binned, right? Are you telling me that if we had 9 men versus City with 11, that they wouldn't get back into the game?
Easily get back in the game.
They'd easily get back in the game. It's unfair for lower league teams lower in the league because they don't have the squads to deal with it or whatever.
But it depends. It doesn't matter how good or bad the team is. You saw a 9-man Liverpool struggle against Tottenham. All right, they fed Tottenham last minute, but 11-11, you probably would have said, right, that game could have been different. But I don't know. I think it's just a deterrent.
Even Tottenham, when they played Chelsea and they were down to 9 men, they still played well and created chances. Yeah.
The thing with referees, right? The reason why we're in this situation with blue cards is because a lot of people in football contradict themselves. They're all for respecting referees, and then when they don't get the decision they don't want, they'll have a whole program dedicated to what the referee's mistake.
Michael Owen.
Michael Owen again, the Michael Owen thing, and then you've got like the program at 10 o'clock, the football show with was it Peter Graves or something? That's another thing where you're criticising a referee mistake. Look what happened to referees after the Tottenham Liverpool when they made a mistake, but we killed them for about a week and 2 weeks, and then you've got a situation where certain managers are like I said, a nuisance with referees. The minute you have a goal, you're only picking on one club. You're only picking. You're not being fair. So there's no winners. The fact is that if the referees were treated with the respect that they deserved, and there wasn't this controversy and highlighting their mistakes in the media, you wouldn't need these blue cards. It all comes from the media, the players, people like Klopp. We lost Liverpool last week. The first thing Klopp says, I've had a problem with this referee. You know what I mean?
They're on a hiding to nothing.
And then you see our manager, Arteta, against Aston Villa when he's making fun of the referee you know what I mean? It's a lack of respect. If we respect the referees, like we should have done, and leave the abuse to the referees, to the fans, the players and the managers, just take this on the chin. You've got 38 games. There's going to be some decisions that will go for you and some won't go for you. I think the people to blame for these blue cards is the game itself. Managers, pundits, and players. They're the reason why VAR is crap. It's because of the pressure they put on them on the officials.
VAR has never been the issue for me. It's the people running the VAR.
Yeah.
And the backlash that it receives. Because if they receive backlash like they do every single week, 15, 20 years ago, you'll all know, you didn't have this shit every single week. There might be 5 or 6 bad decisions a year, like what's on the telly about it. But this is every single week there's a problem. So they're going to be more under pressure. And when you're more under pressure, you make more mistakes.
You'll definitely make mistakes. I think
like when chefs are in a kitchen, if there's 100 orders, they're going to make more mistakes when there's 100 than there is 10.
Exactly.
So
probably never let players go to the ref.
Yeah,
it's down to managers as well, in my opinion.
It's when the referees go like this, and the players are coming over, and the ref goes, "Go away," like this, "Go away." They don't listen. They're not going to listen.
also,
You can go
you've got to
away
take
and
into
shout from
account
100
the
yards
lower
away.
teams are going to be more animated when they get a
Yeah.
bad decision.
Of
So they're going to
course.
be the ones more getting.
Yeah, if you think about,
I mean, when you do watch-alongs, it's always that yellow. Is it a red? Now we've got to go. Is that a yellow? Is it a red? Is it a blue?
Yeah.
Is it a green? Is it a yellow? You know, I mean, what the hell?
What about when City were playing Tottenham and was it Grealish got played in with a ball over the top and he was in on goal and the ref blew it back and they was all screaming at him saying like, "What are you doing? Are you telling me you'd sin bin all 5 of them when he was through on goal and there was nothing wrong with that decision?"
You got to sin being all of them, but you got to, out of all of the players who've got in the referee's face, you've got to do one of them. But the rule with players is the only person who's allowed to approach the referee is the captain.
That's right.
Yeah.
So unless these until these players don't get involved and the captain actually shows leadership, says, right, I'm not happy with that, and it's just him, and he says to his teammates, look, back off, I'm the captain, I'll go and have a word. That's it. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
And maybe the managers have to go up to their players and just read the right act to them and just say, hang on here, I can't afford to go to the Yeti where we're holding our own, it's 1-1, 20 minutes to go, we've put in the performance of their life, and all of a sudden, De Bruyne does, like I said, takes a bit of a nick. The referee gives a free kick 30 yards out, 10 minutes to go, we're all arguing, we're going to go down to 10 men. Maybe the captain, whoever it is, say Crystal Palace, Gay, he says, look, I'm in charge here, I'll go at a referee, and maybe that
you not shut up,
shut up.
Yeah,
and I think
that's what should happen.
Yeah, it should happen like that.
That's how it should be. It should be quite rightly, as Kenny's just put the point. It should be the captain. If there's some controversy, he should. The thing is with captains nowadays, I don't think we have the likes of captains we used to have commanding. They would turn down. They would give players a bollocking when we had the likes of some of the great captains.
Tony Adams.
Yeah, Tony Adams, name but one. And you have to have somebody who's the manager on the pitch.
Yeah.
And that captain, if something happens, he should be the man that goes up to the referee, right, and says, "Ref, what was that about? Come on, explain to me what happened, because I don't agree with you." Yeah, and that if you've got 4 or 5 players surrounding the referee, right, he can't deal with that. No chance, right? If the referee says go away, I'm only talking to him, and if you don't go away, it's a yellow card. It will soon stop. Simple as
that, really.
Do you know
that's what they're seeing the blue card as. They're seeing that as a deterrent. So basically, if they start kind of slapping it down and they stick to it, they're seeing that as a deterrent. But when you look at it, it'll be the case of, as you said, it should be the captain. But because we're seeing teams surrounding the referee, as soon as you start giving that blue card out, hopefully it'll eliminate that, and it should be back to it should be in the first place the captain.
You can do it with a yellow card, Tony.
Of course you can.
Exactly.
Of course you can. Absolutely.
Right, if you're giving the referee grief, right, enough of that fella. 10 minutes sin bin, and if anybody else, you're going the same way, and if that means 3 or 4 of you go,
10 minutes is not.
Right, and that's it. I just want to do very quickly this one, a super chat from Carl, man. Carl, you're a legend, mate, for the Petrus Fund. Yeah, if you've got it, man, that's 10k. Mate, that was great when you sent that to me in hospital. That picture.
It's not fair.
The thing is, it's not that difficult. Bringing in another card complicates it. Nobody's going to know what's bloody happening.
Yeah, what's the difference between a yellow or a sin bin or anything? They'll go, well, that was a sin bin offence and he got away with it, and it just creates more pressure on referees and stuff.
But they're bringing this in for the FA Cup next season, the FA Cup. So the FA Cup starts, in November. Is it November? So it's going to start the first round, second round, and the big teams coming in. Big teams enter the competition in the third ring. So basically, what they're doing, the litmus test is going to be the non-league teams. Is going to be the non-league teams, the teams in the, from the second division. Sorry, the second division to the third division. So they're going to sort of you do the experiment on them. So that way, if it works, then they're going to bring it to the Premiership. It's always been the case. The litmus test has always been, obviously, early doors. You're talking about how they do it in Sunday League football. Well, next season it's going to be the lower leagues, and then what's happened is the whole world's going to be watching. So normally, if there's an FA Cup game, 9 out of 10 times fans don't really take notice until it's the third round. Well, as of next season, we're all going to be taking notice now because we're going to see how this blue card thing fares, because it's not going to go away. It's clearly going to happen. So,
the unfairness is that how all these things get trialled in lower leagues and non-leagues and all this stuff. Yeah, like it's a less of importance when you could still fuck up clubs down there, right? So they'll do it down there, but if it's crap down there, it doesn't get the same exposure as if it's crap in the Premier League. So it will be missed. Like bad decisions down there will be missed because it won't have the same exposure as if it is on telly or if it's on the Premier League or a bigger league.
Don't some of these first and second round games? Some of them do get televised, so I suppose we'd be watching that. But I think obviously
that's
the
like
FA
1 of 100.
Yeah, obviously the FA Cup. When it goes through the third round up until like the quarterfinal, certain clubs who don't think they're going to win ain't going to take it seriously. It'll be very interesting if this actually gets Premier in the Premier League, because if they bring this into the Premier League, can you imagine the storm it will cause, the controversy, the discussions? There's an open goal in there. There's an open goal for a lot of Premiership clubs, Championship clubs as well, to have a look and see what's happening next season in these the first and second round of the FA Cup, and learn from this. And maybe, just maybe, your players will keep their gob shut if a decision not going against. So especially the teams like, dare I say it, Crystal Palace going to the Emirates or Anfield, they're 1-0 up with 20 minutes to go.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden they're running their nuts off. They're playing out skins. They're clearing every ball, heading every.
And a centre half gets sin-binned.
Then all of a sudden, De Bruyne or Salah takes a dive from 25 yards out on the edge of the area. The lesson is keep your gob shut.
Of course.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, when Man United was smashing, when Liverpool was smashing Man United 7-1. And Bruno Fernandes was putting his hand up and going, this, that, and other. Are players going to actually get in the sin bin on purpose because they don't want to be on the pitch anymore?
There's that possibility, mate. There is that possibility. I just want to go back to a question there. True he says, can you bring on a player when there's another in the sin bin? Well, going from what I know on the Sunday League football, yes, you can do that because it's roll and roll off. How they're going to do it with this blue card situation, it's going to be a completely
that would be unfair if they do that in the Premier League, because
this is the thing, Jack. This is the biggest thing, and that's always been when they first put this sin bin out. That's what all the clubs said, because at the end of the day, you could be in a cup final, one player gets injured, and then before you know it, the forward that scored in 2 goals, he gets injured. 5 minutes later, he's recovered. He goes back on that.
Exactly.
Especially another 2 goals in that, and you win the game.
That roll-on, roll-off thing is unfair, because are you telling me that a roll-on, roll-off will affect Manchester City as much as it affects someone like us?
100%. Yeah, you're right.
Of course,
or anyone like that.
Of course it does.
Because they could use that roll-on, roll-off tactically. Oh, yeah, it's not working. We'll get someone else on to try and maybe open them up a bit more or whatever. It's so unfair.
Give the power to the referee. Give the start the next season. Say, referees, the FA make the decision. The lawmakers make the decision. If you get abused by physical contact or crowded around, you just give them a yellow card, and that's it. And if they do it again, it's second yellow, red. Get off.
End of.
Yeah. They're adding more to the refs, and the refs are struggling at the minute as it is. Exactly. I mean, you imagine like last Sunday when you're slapping Liverpool up. Yeah, and then 2 of your players go to the ref and get a blue card and get sin-binned. That game changes and the result changes.
Of course it does.
But are you saying that if we're playing away at Liverpool or something, 90th minute, we get a breakaway. So it's 0-0. We get a breakaway. One of our players, Elise or something, gets tripped in the box, right? And you know how it's supposed to be the captain only goes over. Are you saying that if he thinks he's been tripped in the box in the 90th minute and can win a game, that he's not going to say anything to the ref if he doesn't give a penalty? They're going to say something. Or if someone's been studied or something, they're going to say something. And they're not going to keep quiet.
Yeah.
Even if the captain says shut up, they're still going to say, no. They're still going to have the player who's been affected.
It all goes down to the interpretation there, Jake. It's the referee's interpretation of what he actually deems to be dissent
all
or not.
refs are different.
Of course they are, and that's what you're gonna. That's going to be a problem.
That's the thing.
There's going to be a lot of mistakes. There's going to be a lot of mistakes in this game, and we can see it whenever we're on a show and we're doing the watch along, right? And a player gets a red card, you would think, hang on, that's not a bloody red card, ref. You should be sin binned for that. We're going to see a lot of this, and everybody's going to be saying it on their watch alongs, right? Even the fans at the stadiums, the fans that's watching on telly. This is going to be a big mistake, and is going to cause an uproar. And the quicker it comes in and goes, the better.
Can you imagine what's going to happen, Anthony, if VAR get involved with blue cards?
Oh God!
Exactly. Yeah,
it'll just take ages.
It's going to help the betting as well, isn't it? Because it's going to be, you've got to have a yellow, a red, and a blue in the game. Bullshit, mate. Absolute bullshit.
I've always said the best thing you do is basically use the fourth official and give him more power. That's what he should have had in the first place. He sits in the middle of that pitch, he watches the game, he's got the screen on there, and he can then say, hold on, ref, you missed back matey boy there. He just smacked him in the mouth there. You didn't see that. You need to go back to that situation. Easy. Use the fourth official more. Give him more power.
As referees, just do your job. If somebody gets in your face, give him a yellow card. If it continues to get in your face, give him a red. It's as simple as that. You don't need no sin bins or anything like that. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
But it's like, the blue card is obviously meant to be used, prioritised. It's been prioritised for dissent, right? The thing is with that dissent that some referees are more thick-skinned than others. So some referees will be able to take the shouting more and think, the referee in their head. The referee in their head might be thinking, if someone gives them shit, the referee in their head's probably thinking, you fuck off, mate. Yeah, or whatever.
Which is what's already been happening. It's already been happening. If you ask for a yellow card, you get a yellow card. I've seen Salah do it 3 times and not get one.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas other referees
do it and get one.
Other referees might not be able to take the shouting as much, so it would be quicker to sin bin. So it depends on how the referees, thick-skinned the referees are. Because some, like I said, some will be like in their head, fuck it, man, I don't care what you say. But other referees might be snowflakes compared to them. Michael Oliver sent Dallo off at Old Trafford, didn't he? 1-2.
1-2,
off. And he done it. Someone done it to Martinelli away at Wolves once.
I think so,
I think he done 2 quick fouls. He done one, got up quick, and then done another one. And he went 1-2, yellow card, you're off. So why can't they do that for people shouting in their faces?
They can do that. It's just consistency. The problem is, Jack, you've got to look at the beginning of the season, when they said any kind of, the manager's at the technical area, it's a yellow card.
Exactly.
Arteta goaded the referee and he got it. Since that point onwards, how many times have you seen a manager being yellow carded coming out of the top of the technical box?
Can managers be sin binned? Can managers be sin binned then?
They can be as well, yes, absolutely. They can be as well. It's still
Trafford, they know where to go, and they just stood up on the thing and go like that. Where do I go?
Yeah.
Well,
up in the stairs.
I want to talk about this one before we go. Right, this is something it don't know, it angers the crap out of me. It really does. Ivan Toney, he's been a naughty boy, gambling, whatever. He's come back to Brentford and everything. I have a real problem with this racism bullshit, man, and we see way too much of it, and I just think not enough done. It's a slap on the wrist from fans or the club, or if it's a fan is found guilty at a club, it's a slap, a minimal fine, pathetic. We see it abroad, especially. I'm sorry. It's time to step on this and say no more. We're all the same people at the end of the day. And it really, really, really angers me. I grew up with people, Kenny has, we all have. We've all grown up with all colours and creeds. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Cut your fucking mess, man. And we all have the same colour blood. Right?
But for some people, but the problem is social media again. It's all down in social media because what's the situation is that they think they can get away with it because they're not doing it in a public place. They're doing it in a ground. Yeah. So what they're doing is that they're doing social media. I think,
70% of them aren't even from the UK.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the thing. Your Twitters, your Facebooks, or your Metas, or your Instagram, they don't know what to do about it because, unfortunately, like the saying in football, you can't beat the touts. The touts always want a step ahead of the clubs. I'm afraid, sadly, you cannot beat online racial abuse because simple reason is that they'll send a thing, and then what will happen is that they'll get their ban, and then I'll go and open another account.
Yeah, it's easy.
Exactly.
It's easy to open another account, and then because you could use your sisters or your brothers
VPNs, you can use all sorts,
and you use abuse, or your mum and dad are not really good at social media and say, "Oh, mum, all you need to do is this, and that. Just use your all right, I'll help you out," and then boom, they open another account. The situation with racism is, unfortunately, it ain't going to go away.
No,
it's not going to go away. No matter how much you want to eradicate it, all we're doing racism now is just making right. Don't do it. You're not allowed to do it in a public place. You're not allowed to do it in a place of work. So therefore, we're going to kick it away from us, so we don't have to experience it. But it doesn't stop people being like that. It doesn't stop them from going on their phones, using their thumbs to send send the film.
People in the world,
they know that if Ivan Toney or Brentford make a complaint about it, that's a scalp for these losers. It's a scalp. Because they're like, "Oh, I've rattled him. I'm
on the telly.
I'm on the telly." They don't care. They don't care if they get banned, sacked for their jobs, and they get banned. They got what they wanted. They got the attention they want.
Do you know that there's been that thing on like a TV advert, and it says like abuse scars or whatever.
Yeah.
And it will come up as like on their arm, like a thing will appear, like the word or whatever. And on there, it said something about they put a fake Twitter post up, and it said, "@Son Heung-min, you're rubbish," or whatever like that. For me, when you can criticize a player, and like for example, you say so and so was rubbish today or whatever, and that's it. Once you start bringing their family into it and all that stuff, like Jack Grealish, when he got punched by the Birmingham fan, and he then scored and won them the game, at Villa when he was at Villa, and then they tweeted a picture of like his brother's grave or something, and he said he brought them back in the game, but he didn't bring his brother back and stuff like that. That's just as terrible. This is someone's bloody dead relative, for God's sake.
But that's the thing.
But nothing gets done about it.
Well, the thing about it is that sometimes John Barnes is right.
Absolutely.
As long as people feel that way, and then you're always going to have a problem. Because it's going to manifest as much as they try to hide it. And the problem is he has a saying where real racists, proper racists, don't get caught because they know not to spout their abuse in public, not to tweet their abuse. So what they'll do is they'll do it in a way that in a covert way where you can say, right, you can't prove it. No matter how much you try to use comparisons, they always say, "Well, I never called you this. I never tweeted that." And that's the thing. And the problem we have in this country is that when certain people get caught, we think, "Oh yeah, we've dealt with it." Nah, mate. It's education. It's education. He's right. Yeah. Why do people think? What made you think you can use that language? And why do you think you're better than that person or your group of people are better? And until we get to the situation where we're not talking about it, then it's always going to be a problem. I think football itself is scared because they're scared of making it like a 24/7 issue because football's used to taking up a cause and then maybe a couple of months later they ditch it and then we get on with football. And I think the mantra in this country is we've got to get on with the game. You know, we can't football politics mix up, and I think that's the mantra is. And let's face it, it's society, mate. You know, until these people realise that people, you can be British if your parents come from Germany, India, Nigeria, West Indies, everything, you still be British. Until people like that accept that, then we also have a problem.
It also doesn't help putting the people that do it's name in lights either, because basically then other people do it to get their name in lights as well.
Yeah.
They're a hero in their own fan base, within their
Yeah.
fan base.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like that fella who punched Jack Grealish. Paul Merson said it on the Sky Sports, when they do that debate show. And Paul Merson said it. I think people would swallow weeks in prison to be a hero and a cult figure within their own fan base.
Yeah, of course.
Look at the guy who Cantona picked. Look who the guy who Cantona.
Yeah, Paul Simmons or whatever his name was.
Yeah, he's like some kind of.
Right, not like it if they're in there for a fucking year.
But that thing with the Cantona stuff and that Paul Simmons, obviously, I think he ran downstairs and he said something about Cantona's mum or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah. But that's glorified, right? What Cantona done and kicked him. But what people don't know is that a week later we played them in the FA Cup semi-final second leg, I think it was, or something like that. And one of our fans, because of what had gone on, right? One of our fans, Paul Nixon, got stabbed to death.
Yeah.
So the way it's glorified, I don't like it because, he got stabbed to death because of that, and no one mentions it.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember it was the replay. It was the replay.
Yeah. In Villa Park.
Yeah.
At Villa Park, and he got stabbed to death, but no one mentions it. And they put on there like, only recently. It was 28 days today since Cantona kicked the thing, and they put. I said, well, why don't you put? It was 28 years today that Paul Nixon lost his life due to a football match. It's no matter what abuse goes on at football. Yeah, you can shout at players or say you're fucking useless or whatever. But when people try and say that when you criticise a player that it's a disgrace, I think you're wrong. That's wrong if you think that it's a disgrace to criticise a player legally without racism and all that stuff. But racism, racist abuse, and when you bring your family, the player's family into it and stuff like that, and abuse their family, get a life.
Yeah, but that's the old situation, Yeah. Until people understand the situation and the other day you have to ask them why you're doing it, what makes you think you're better than them, and try and get education. But it comes from the homes, really. It comes from the homes. It's not just the homes, but it's the school. But I think what it is right now, we're in a situation where there's a few people stirring the porridge, trying to turn the porridge. GB News stirring the porridge. Talk TV stirring the porridge. Certain online people just stirring the porridge, just looking for problems that are not there, which are not there, but they're anticipating things, and that's where it will turn. This the problem, I said to Lee Gunner that when we started taking a knee, I said that they're doing it in the safety that there's no one in the stadiums. I said to him, the minute we get crowds in, you're going to get fans booing.
Of course you are. Yeah.
And he said that one. He said he was sceptical. I said, look, and it happened against Millwall. He said, yeah, and that's the thing. The situation is that we should never be scared to talk about racism. We should never ever be scared to try and eradicate it, because that's what they want. They want us to be scared. They want to be able to abuse as much as they like, so we don't say nothing. But I'm telling you now,
I'll never shut up about it, because at the end of the day,
tell you now,
It
People-
winds me up.
Yeah.
Seriously, it winds me up.
Yeah.
Some of my best friends, right, are from different races and everything. Yeah, and I've never had a problem with it. Grew up with it, as we did, Kenny, where we grew up.
Yeah.
You know, we had everybody, and it was never a problem to me. And I've got ultimate respect for some of these people. I just don't understand it, what people are about, because to me, it's idiocracy. And you know, there was somebody put a comment in there a minute ago. It was a great comment, actually. You know, this week it's been quite funny. You know, obviously I've not been streaming, so I've been reading comments that are on my chat, and people have been going through, watching my series I did about the firms and stuff like that, and coming back talking absolute bollocks. One guy was coming out, oh, you having a laugh? Norwich had a firm. Now I've beaten Norwich.
All of them had a firm. All of them. Palace,
Every club
Palace
had a firm. We had a bad firm.
Palace got firm.
I said to the
not
guy,
the Forest. Their firm was vicious.
Yeah.
The
Forest
firm was
executive,
rubbish
the
and scary
executive
as
crew.
well.
Everybody had
The
them.
Forest executive crew.
Yeah.
This fella said to me,
Boatsy.
Norwich had a firm. I said,
Boatsy Clark, Gary Boatsy Clark.
Norwich Youth Squad.
Yeah.
I said, otherwise known as Barclay Boys. You know, they had a major kickoff at Carrow Road where they're and the Red Army were on the roof on their main stand, home stand, ripping the roof off and throwing it down on their firm. And he came back with, oh, well, I've learned something today. Don't say something without knowing what you're talking about. I had another clown today say to me, oh, you said that the Tottenham got into the North Bank in 82. Well, they did. They got escorted down the side of the bleeding pitch by the police down to the clock end, right? Oh, how do you know? You were never there. I'm like, oh, were you?
No, I think the problem with a lot of these firms is that it's the ones who write books. So you know, like the Spurs have got fans who've written books. You got, you know, there's so many West Ham books coming out from different West Ham fans, mostly by Cass Pennant and them Carlton News. It's true, you know what I mean? Who write books, and you know, you've got Sheffield Wednesday got one of the most fishy firms ever. Sheffield United as well. The
Owls Crime Squad.
Yeah, the Owls Crime Squad. And then Leeds United. Bloody hell.
Yeah, they were nice.
Service crew.
Yeah, they were. But you know the biggest hooligan firm ever, and the best firm out there, and you'll be shocked by it. The South Yorkshire Police. They got the best firm.
They keep a lid on everything, mate.
You do not mess with South Yorkshire Police, because how they dealt with the miners, and how they dealt with the Sheffield United lot, and all of whenever they used to go to Sheffield, just don't do it. They do not mess around. Obviously because of what happened with Hillsborough, they deservedly got the kicking they deserve in terms of the criticism and hatred they deserve. But as firm busters, hooligan busters, they were just ruthless.
Since CCTV came in, that also put quite a lid on it. But like fans, they just go away from the ground now, fight away from the ground.
Undercover now.
Yeah, like if Millwall was playing West Ham, at Upton Park or whatever, and we was playing QPR or something, they would meet halfway or something. It's like it's they get around it.
That's another vicious firm. QPR. They got some nasty ones.
They were
Park Rangers. You want to watch them?
I don't know about the ICF. He's one of the top boys. He's there every week, leading the gang.
Jez, you said we used to have one back in the day, even Little Old Palace.
You did, yeah, you did.
You were, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Did you see Palace fans that when they played Spurs at Wembley, how they went in, the trouble they caused at Wembley?
Yeah, went into Tottenham's pub.
Yeah, I mean, everybody had them. Anyway, they're going to wrap this up, guys. It's been a great show. A lot of things to talk about. It's been good fun. Anthony, mate, I watched your stream last night. It's a great stream. And please shout it out, man, because that was a really good show you did last night.
Yeah, I do a show on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. Is on Football United TV. It's called Gunners from All Corners. And that was the first show in a long time. I think it was just before New Year. We did our last show. And also, I have a show coming up on Sunday. I think we're going to do it at early time, which is the Premier League weekend show. We're going to talk about a few games of the best games, of the Premier League. Also, worst team and worst player of the weekend, and also do score predictions at the end of it.
Fair play, man. Tony, your show is blossoming, and it's you're doing some great stuff, man. And,
Thanks, mate.
Please shout your channel out. Where can we find you, my friend?
Yeah, Early Doors Football TV. Obviously, you can find me here on YouTube, on X, and obviously on Facebook and Insta as well.
Yeah, and I noticed Sunday nights 8 o'clock is the Sunday night takeaway show. That is great fun. It's great.
What are we going for? Chinese, Indian?
Yeah, whatever, mate.
Pizza?
Bring your kebab. Bring your kebab, Jack.
I fancy a pork chop.
Hey.
Hey, you know what? There haven't been that many pork chops have been in the comments. They've been really good. So I've had that leave them in the freezer. There's a few but I have to admit, 8 o'clock, Nigeria playing Ivory Coast, because I was watching London tonight, and I'll tell you, if you want some good food, get yourself down Peckham. Now, I don't live in Peckham, I'm from Islington, but if you really, really want like a cup final experience, go to Peckham. Peckham, and go to parts of Hackney, because I think you'll have a good time there.
Bit too close to Millwall for my liking.
I'm gonna say the pork chops of the week. Yeah, it's got to be the PGMOL and all this blue card.
Yeah,
rubbish.
100%.
They've got to be pork chops of the week.
But I think the biggest pork chops have to be the players themselves and the managers. If they're one of the reasons why the referees don't have respect. And ex-paid players as well. They don't have it. It's a token gesture. On Sky they have They have Mike Dean on Sky, and then on BT Sport they used to have the
Michael Owen and Howard Webb.
It's a token gesture. Howard Webb's loving it all. He's thinking, bloody hell, man.
Howard Webb weren't exactly the most straight referee when he was in charge.
No, not at all. But he's done the rounds, and then Mike Clattenburg. He's on the Gladiators, isn't he?
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about that bloke. That bloke ruined us an FA Cup final win against Man United. I hate that.
He's a Man United fan anyway. He was always for Man United, Clattenburg.
He was.
Yeah.
We would have been 2-0 up, and he took to go off, and then we lost it. And then he said today, I think, on the thing, he said, the first time I managed Man United, Roy Keane, there was a goal kick. Roy Keane comes screaming over to me saying it was a corner, and he scared me so much, so I gave him a corner. I was like, "You're admitting you're corrupt.
Yeah.
Are you an idiot, lad?" I hate that bloke.
I think
I hope you're watching this, Mike Dean. You're a prick.
Let's not look at other countries that have been caught in the act, like Italian football. With the clubs like Juventus and Milan, and think for one moment that English football's clean. You had the overlap where they're talking about doping amongst Italian players, and they were doping. It was blatantly obvious. Players like Del Piero looked twice the size he was a year year after he made his debut for Juventus. So that's just fact. But you try to tell me that the game is clean here?
No. Well, it isn't clean. Look at the amount of managers who've had bungs and things.
Yeti, mate, your show, mate, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Your watch along's a legend. And we'll be doing a watch along tomorrow. I'll be hopefully joining you tomorrow for your show. And then on Sunday for the West Ham, the Arsenal. Mate, please put your channel out there, man, because you're doing so well. It's great. I love it.
Well, first thing I'd like to say is this blue card thing is absolute crap, to be quite honest. Yeah, I'm sick of them messing about with the game. I'm getting tired of the game, to be quite honest with you. Everybody plays the same formations. Everybody does the backside, sideways, back, waiting for a mistake and all that. it's getting boring. The only team I like to watch at the minute is Forest, to be quite honest with you, and that's because it's my team. But yeah, it's Long Edge HK. Thanks for having me on, Jez. It's great to have you back, mate. It's good to have us all back together again. And Long Edge HK, I'll be doing a watch along tomorrow for the Newcastle Forest game. I'll also be on probably Tony Claude's for the Arsenal game earlier on. But yeah, other than that, cheers, guys. Laters.
And young Jack, you don't have a channel yet. You will, but shout out where we can find you, mate.
I won't. But yeah, my Instagram, you just have to go through the famous man Jez's channel. Just type in Jack and it will come up. It's got CPFC in the title and a picture of me. That's how you know it's me.
Fair enough. Yeah, no.
But I just want to say before I go, saying about like joining Yetis, watch-alongs and things like that. I hope when I join the next one that I don't join and he's talking about Roy, because I'd stayed off football. I'd stayed off football for about a week. Yeah, after the Brighton debacle. Yeah, I thought, oh, it's all right. Yeti's watching. He's not watching. It's not nothing to do with us. I jump in and I go. First thing I heard him and Fuzz and everyone talking about. So Roy's 76, and I thought, oh my god, I've been trying to stay away from it.
Hang on, Warnock. Don't knock it. Warnock's got the Aberdeen job.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true. Kenny, my always friend, mate. Shout out where we can get you on your channels, man.
Well, I ain't got a channel. I've just got my Instagram, but I've been quite provocative.
Why not, Kenny? Why do you not have a channel?
I don't know. I just haven't got the time. Because if you want the views and you want the interest, you have to work your nuts off. Some people just think, oh, I've got 15,000 Twitter followers. I've got about double that on Instagram. I'm going to get a channel and people are going to watch it. No, you've got to work hard on it. It takes time, hard work, and you've got to be thick-skinned. There's two things that hurt you if you don't with your channel. You don't get the views. You worry about not getting the views or the abuse. You got to persevere with that, because at the end of the day, people slag you off. Are only slagging you off because they want to do what you're doing. They want to be on the podcast and they can't get on them. That's why they have a go at you. You have to take that as a badge of honor and as a prize. But some people are not thick-skinned. Some people do hurt. If you get criticism and praise, and you've got about 80 comments that are praising you and 2 criticize you, trust me, you're only going to notice the 2. Psychologically, you're going to have to get around that. And that's why I always admire all of you guys like Anthony Herbert, Jez, Early Doors, and Yeti for persevering, because I'll go mad if someone was less than complimentary about it and gets personal. I don't know how you do it.
You know how to get away with it, Kenny? Join YouTube and be Arteta in.
Yeah.
No. To be honest. And people out there, most of them that are idiots have got half a brain anyway. So, I mean, it just don't matter to me. So.
But a lot of Arteta-inners, mate, get as much as abuse as Arteta-outers. Because you get the Arteta-outers.
Yeah.
Arteta-inners.
So unfortunately, social media, they're more Arteta in than they are out.
Yeah.
The amount of things you see on there. So.
No, I think the club's done a fantastic job in terms of its education and towards the fans. They're basically saying we're not ready yet, but stay with us. You're going to see some good performances and see some big trophies. Stick by this man. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans said, yeah, we're going to stick by you.
Exactly.
And it's worked. So
they let the club form their opinion.
Exactly, yeah. But they've done a great job, and this. The Amazon film, worked a treat for Mikel.
The documentary.
Anyway, guys, let's get out of here. Do the outro. Thanks everybody for joining in the chat. Great comments, and it's been a good show. I've missed it, I won't lie, from not being here chatting to all you people. And but I'm back, and more will be coming up very shortly. And yeah, as Ryan says, there you are. There's a blue card. That's for me.
The sin bin.
Yeah, Yeti, you're going to have to get the blue cards out.
Yeah, that's the new one for the Yeti. Oh no, Tony, you had the yellow and the red the other week. So you
Yeah.
He's going to have 3 arms.
Yeah,
Mm.
That's a free arm.
I just do a
mate.
blue back screen check. That'd be easy. It's a blue back screen.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
idea. Good evening to all the panel. Sorry I'm late, had to work. No worries, bro. Thanks for coming in, and you can watch it on playback. Mama says, oh, hang on, that's not Mama. Thanks for everyone, and yeah, thanks to you, Mama. Always absolute
Thanks,
legend.
Mama.
Ryan says,
Mama.
yeah.
Thanks, Mama.
We are out of here, people. I'm gonna do the outro, and everybody enjoy the weekend, enjoy your games, and let's hope you get the results you want. And take care. Big love. Take care now.